The phenomenon of the plant-based diet seems to pop up every year in rebranded trends that highlight a particular plant variety. Once it starts, you'll see it everywhere, styled in every recipe, every transformation that you can imagine. With all the benefits it claims to provide, how much truth does it hold? Let's take a look beyond the fanfare, where factual and research-based insights better illustrate its true impact in different life stages.
Welcome to this presentation. My name is Diane Zimmerman. I'm a senior nutrition scientist at Nestlé, where I've been working for the past 15 years. As you may know, there has been a growing interest in plant-based diets in the recent years. And so, in the common language, when we are talking about plant-based diets, we are not saying that those diets are exclusively made out of plants. We are saying that they are predominantly composed of plant food sources. So plant-based diets include a diverse family of eating patterns, from the strict vegan diets including no animal products, through the vegetarian diets including eggs, dairy, or both of them, to pescatarian diets allowing fish, and finally flexitarian diets, which may also include small amounts of meat. So overall, diets consisting mostly or entirely of plant food sources and limiting or excluding animal food sources. People may in fact choose plant-based diet for a variety of reasons. They may have personal preferences related to their taste, their religion. They may have food intolerances. They may be seeking health and well-being, caring about animal welfare or the environment, following trends in social media, or simply looking for new opportunities since the offer in this field is rapidly growing. Health is usually one of the top reasons to choose plant-based diets, together with ecological and ethical consideration. But what do plant-based diets look like into the plate? So when considering plant-based diet, it is important to look at the type of food that these diets include. In a study from the Harvard School of Public Health published in 2016, researchers have categorized plant foods into healthy and unhealthy. The healthy foods would include vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds, whereas the unhealthy plant foods would be the ones high in sugar, fat, and salt. So fruit juices, sugar-sweetened beverages, refined grains, fried potatoes, crackers, and sweets or desserts. And what these researchers have found is quite impressive. Looking at the risk of type 2 diabetes, they have shown that by gradually increasing the intake of healthy plant food, that risk could be decreased by up to 34%. And this is the green curve you see on this graph. While increasing the amount of unhealthy plant food would do the opposite and increase risk by 16%. The conclusion here is that diets emphasizing healthy rather than unhealthy plant foods have the highest potential to contribute to better health. When they are adequately balanced and diversified, plant-based diets represent an opportunity to meet dietary guidelines. Every day, fill half of your plate with vegetables and fruit. So do you think that this makes plant-based diet boring? So actually, as you can see here, the plant kingdom has a lot to offer in terms of diversity. It is so rich that you can find almost everything you need in terms of good nutrition, from leaves, legumes, roots, whole grains, bulbs, flowers, fruits, stems, nuts, and seeds. So plant-based diets offer the opportunity to increase the diversity of the diet.
The shift to plant-based diets is made even easier with the emergence of plant-based food items and even dedicated aisles and supermarkets to an all-plant-based selection. the scale of accessibility still requires a level of scrutiny and caution. When guided with the right information, the outcomes can be truly rewarding.
It is quite clear today that plant-based diets are associated with a lower risk of coronary heart disease and diabetes. They could also contribute to weight reduction, promote a more diverse and stable gut microbiota, beneficially influence cognitive health, and reduce the risk of osteoporosis. Since compared to other diets that would be richer in animal food products, plant-based diets generally have lower energy density. They contain less saturated fat, more unsaturated fat, more fiber, more micronutrients like vitamin C, E, folic acid, or phytonutrients like polyphenols. These nutrients, being digested and absorbed, would then contribute to a number of biological effects such as an increased satiety, an enhanced glycemic control, improved lipid profile, and so on. And these biological effects would then in turn finally contribute to the diversity of health benefits that I mentioned earlier.
A shift in diet needs to be well-informed and well-prepared for. An understanding that diets aren't exactly the same for everyone is paramount in maintaining the right balance of nutrition each person needs.
Plant-based diets are becoming more and more popular, and if they are well planned, they can provide all the important nutrients needed for good health, since most of the nutrients are abundant in plant-based diets. However, if avoiding or strictly limiting consumption of animal food products, there are a few nutrients that we need to pay attention to avoid unintended nutritional consequences. And these are the protein, both in terms of quality and quantity, the long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins like vitamin B12 and vitamin D, which are naturally absent from most plant food, minerals like iodine, calcium, and finally iron and zinc, which are more easily absorbed from animal than plant foods. So the conclusion here is that the exclusion of animal products per se does not necessarily mean that the diet will be healthy. So caution needs to be exercised. What about children? So the question whether vegetarian and vegan diets are appropriate for children is a long-lasting controversy. According to the ESPEGAN Committee and other European professional societies, infants and young children should not be fed a vegan diet without close medical supervision. On the contrary, in North America, it is considered that well-planned vegan and vegetarian diets that are supplemented in the right way are suitable for all life stages. As a general rule, the more restricted the diet and the younger the child, the greater the risk of nutritional deficiency, since young children have high requirements for their growth and their development, and also limited intake capacity. This deficiency can lead to severe and sometimes irreversible developmental disorders. There is no clear evidence of long-lasting health benefits of vegan diets, but it's true that there is also a lack of data. In any case, at any age, a vegan diet requires profound nutritional knowledge and continuous pediatric supervision. Looking now at vegetarian diets, certain nutrients may also be less abundant, including protein, long-chain fatty acids, and specific vitamins and minerals. In older children, the adherence to a vegetarian diet has been associated with favorable anthropometric measures like age or weight, and in the long run, such a diet could reduce the cardiometabolic risk, but this has not been yet demonstrated formally in children.
Now, more and more people are making the switch to plant-based diets. The food industry has followed suit and found ways to adapt and accommodate the growing demand. Undeniably, it comes with its own level of impact to the environment. But is it for the better?
As you know, the global food system is today not only a major contributor to climate change with about 1/3 of human greenhouse gas emissions, but it also drives land degradation, water overuse and pollution, deforestation, and biodiversity loss. And this is why dietary change has been recommended as an important strategy to reduce this impact. Most current dietary patterns that are rich in animal products and often also high in calories are usually considered detrimental for the health of the planet. And especially red meat has been consistently identified as the individual food with the greatest impact on the environment. On the other hand, most of the foods sourced from plants generally consume less resources. However, along with shifting towards more plant-based diets, there is also a need to decrease caloric intake when this is relevant, to reduce the food losses and waste happening along the supply chain, and improve agricultural practices, taking into account the scarcity of resources. So, in other words, produce more with less impact. So, what are the key take-home messages from these presentations? Plant-based diets are eating patterns that are primarily composed of food sourced from plants. They may be chosen for a variety of reasons: health, ethical, ecological. They have been associated with several health benefits. They are not all perfectly healthy, but if they are well balanced and diversified, they can provide all the important nutrients you need in terms of macro and micronutrients. And of course, they will become increasingly important as both the population growth and the climate change continue. However, there should also be careful consideration of the nutritional needs of the individuals. We have seen that the more restrictive the plant-based diet, so excluding animal products like egg or dairy, the greater the risk of nutritional deficiency. And this is especially true in infants and young children, as we have seen. So overall, plant-based diets are very promising. They offer great opportunities for product developers and manufacturers to help fill the nutritional gaps. And this is why it is of key importance to develop plant-based products with the highest standards for good nutrition.
In our ongoing quest of bettering our lives and our community, nature remains the benevolent giver. As we continuously alter the very landscape of nature to adapt to our evolving needs, subtle shifts begin within us on a molecular level.